Hi and welcome to the third episode of the measuring series. Have you already watched episode 2? If not, go to your search engine and type in Key Stage 1 and 2, How to Measure, episode 2, using a ruler in centimetres. Watch that video and then come back to this one. If you already have watched that one, then let's begin. Rulers come in two different types. They are metric or imperial. Imperial measures measure fraction of inches, feet and yards. Metric rulers measure in millimetres, centimetres and metres. In this episode we will look at metric rulers. Do you remember in the last episode we said that these large numbers are centimetres? But we did not mention that there are many lines between them which do not equal centimetres. What are these lines for? Well, these lines are for a smaller unit of measurement called millimetres, or mm. Okay, so what is a millimetre? Well, let's go back first of all to the centimetre. Now, this is 1 centimetre, and this is 1 millimetre. As you can see, a millimetre is quite a lot smaller than a centimetre. But how many millimetres will fit into a centimetre? Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1 centimetre is the same as 10 millimetres. In the last episode we were very lucky that all the things we measured were exactly centimetres long, but in reality that doesn't often happen. Let's take a look at this rectangle. Yet again we are interested to measure the length of this rectangle. So we take our metric ruler and we identify the 0, which indicates where we must start measuring from. The arrow is pointing at it now. It's always on the left hand side. As you'll remember from the last video, we then take the ruler and we position it so that the 0 is lined up with the left hand side of the shape we want to measure. We then work to the right until we reach the right hand side of the shape we're trying to measure. This time, do you see that the white line doesn't line up directly with the 11 or the 12 centimetre mark? It actually sits somewhere between. Okay, so let's look a little closer at what was going on the previous slide. So you can see that the white line is sitting with one of the small black lines, but not one of the large centimetre ones. So to read this, we look across and we see that the last centimetre mark we passed was the number 11. So we can say that the rectangle is 11 centimetres. But we know it's actually a little bit longer than that, don't we? So now we need to add on that bit as well. So now we measure the millimetres. Starting at the first small black line after the 11 centimetre mark, we start to count across. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The white line lines up with the 6th. This means there are 6 millimetres as well as the 11 centimetres. So we write 11.6. And as we're talking about the length of this in centimetres, we then put centimetres at the end. Good. So I think it's now time for a quiz. How many can you get right? Question number 1. How wide is this square? Is it 5.1 centimetres, 7.3 centimetres, or 8.2 centimetres? How wide do you think it is? That's right, the answer is 7.3 centimetres. Well done if you got that right. Question number 2. What's a delicious looking ice cream? We will need to measure its height. Using the ruler, how tall is the ice cream? Don't forget, we need to measure the millimetres as well as the centimetres, so look closely. Is it 14.3 centimetres, 15.5 centimetres, or 15.3 centimetres? How tall do you measure the ice cream to be? That's right, 15.3 centimetres. Well done if you got that right. Question number 3. What an amazing looking fish. We need to measure its length. How long is the fish? Let's look closely. We need to measure from its mouth to the end of its tail. So is the fish 23.3 centimetres long, 23.5 centimetres long, or 23.7 centimetres long? That's right, the answer is 23.7 centimetres long. Well done if you got that right. Well, thanks for watching. I hope you found it useful. On the next episode, we'll learn how to use Imperial rulers to measure items. Until then, goodbye.